Hi everyone, welcome to this video blog which is part of our current Focus on Macedonia. I'm very pleased to be joined by Sherry, one of my colleagues from here in Canada, who is a church planter. She serves at the Word of Hope Church in Skopje, Macedonia, the capital city there. Over the last year and a half or so, many of us have seen in the news the incredible event of refugee migration from the Middle East into Europe. Many are departing from Syria and Iraq and Afghanistan and traveling somewhere north into Northern Europe ideally, and Macedonia finds itself in the transit route. So Sherry and her team have been impacted by this, and today I get to ask her a few questions about it. So Sherry, welcome to the video blog.
Thank you.
Take us back, if you would, to some of your early impressions when you observed this big event beginning to unfold.
Yeah, at the beginning it was a small event. There were dozens and then hundreds just crossing the border, going up along the railroad tracks or getting bikes and going up the highway, and we would see that, but it wasn't really impacting us. And as the numbers increased, realizing that something needs to be done, and so as the government started to get organized, refugees were taken by train from the Greek border across our country, dropped at the northern border, and then crossing to Serbia on foot. And so we had the opportunity then to get involved at these two camps on the southern and northern borders. So going in with all of the different churches and NGOs and organizations, Christian organizations working there, we tried to coordinate together to be there for every train that landed, to be able to give them fruit, hot tea in the winter, boiled eggs for protein. They were getting a meal, but they tend to be fairly starchy to try to save funds. And so we were trying to do things that would really help improve their lives, and then to have the opportunity to talk to those who speak English, to be able to invest in them. But when people think about these people crossing our land, we're talking 3,000 to 10,000 in a day at some points.
Incredible. So this was a disruption to these lives, the migrants' lives, obviously, but also to Macedonians too.
Yeah, well, I think the average Macedonian isn't along that route, and so you would only be involved if you wanted to be involved, and the churches wanted to be involved. We wanted to be able to be there, and so we took turns, because you can't be there 24 hours a day when you already have a ministry you're involved in, but still trying to take advantage of the opportunities God provided.
And so what's it like now? Many months have passed, things have changed a bit. What's the situation now?
Well, it changed a lot when the borders started to close, and then as the northern border closed and then the southern border closed, there were refugees who were caught in the middle. So we ended up with a stagnant group of people, and that provided the opportunity to work with the same people day after day, but the frustration of being stuck for those that were there. So the chance to have more conversations, the chance to invest in their lives, seeing a young man actually put his faith in the Lord, so that's exciting. And yet not knowing what that's going to turn into in the future, what is going to happen with these camps, what is going to happen with the refugees who are still trying to get north, but don't seem to have the opportunity.
Sherry just quickly mentioned a young man whose life was impacted, and we have a blog story about that too. We'll have a link at the end of the video. Sherry, as you look forward from here, how is the team planning?
We don't have a plan for what to do with the refugees, because we don't know what that will look like. We want to be available and ready to take any opportunities that God gives us, just like this flood of people through our borders was an opportunity, but we can't plan for that.
Wow, tricky situation in some ways. Great opportunities. We see that God is at work, and we celebrate that. And we are prayerfully seeking to grow this team as well with long-term workers like Sherry. How long have you served in Macedonia?
I've been there for 17 years.
17 years. Someone who's deeply invested in this country and in these people. Long-term workers and short-term workers as well to join the team and to participate in some of these ministries as well. We invite you to check that out in our Focus for Macedonia. The links are after this video. Thanks so much for watching.